Welcome, friends, to our exploration of the fascinating roots of Catholic teachings and practices. Over 2 millennia, Catholicism has grown into a global faith, its traditions deeply woven into the fabric of countless cultures. Many of these traditions have parallels in older religious customs, showing a rich cultural and religious context. By understanding the historical and cultural influences that shaped Catholicism, we can gain a deeper appreciation for its enduring legacy. Long before the advent of Christianity, the sun held a place of profound reverence in ancient cultures. The Romans, in particular, dedicated a day to Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun god, Sunday. As Christianity emerged within the Roman Empire, it adopted and transformed existing cultural practices. Sunday, once a day for venerating the physical sun, became a day to honor the Son of God. The story of Jesus' virgin birth is a cornerstone of Christian faith. But the concept of a deity born of a virgin was not unique to Christianity. Ancient cultures, from Egypt to Persia to Greece, wove tales of gods born of miraculous circumstances. The story of Jesus' virgin birth, then, can be seen as part of this broader human search for meaning and connection with the divine. The ritual of baptism, the cleansing immersion in water, holds a central place in Christian practice. But this symbolic act of spiritual cleansing has roots that reach far back into antiquity. In ancient Egypt, water from the Nile was used in rituals to cleanse the body and soul. The Jewish faith practiced ritual bathing in mikvahs, pools of water, for purification. The Christian practice of baptism, then, draws upon this rich tapestry of symbolism. The sacrament of Holy Communion, the sharing of bread and wine as the body and blood of Christ, lies at the heart of Catholic worship. This ritual meal, intended to unite believers with Christ, has intriguing parallels in ancient mystery religions. The cult of Mithras celebrated a sacred meal with bread and a drink representing the bull god, Mithras. Holy Communion can be seen as an evolution of this ancient impulse, a way to commune with the divine and experience spiritual nourishment. The resurrection of Jesus Christ is the cornerstone of Christian faith, a beacon of hope. The concept of a dying and rising God predates Christianity, appearing in numerous ancient mythologies. The Egyptian god Osiris was murdered by his brother Set, but resurrected by his wife Isis to become judge of the dead. The resurrection of Jesus resonates with this ancient archetype, offering a message of hope that transcends cultural boundaries. The Catholic Church, with its hierarchical structure and elaborately robed priests, evokes ancient grandeur. This authority is rooted in Jewish temple traditions and Roman Empire rituals. The high priest entered the Holy of Holies, adorned in symbolic vestments. The Catholic Church adopted these visual cues. The Catholic practice of confession, the act of confessing one's sins to a priest to seek forgiveness, might seem uniquely Christian. However, the concept of confessing transgressions to a religious intermediary predates Christianity. In ancient Egypt, individuals could confess their sins to priests who acted as mediators between the individual and the gods. Confession in the Catholic Church, then, while grounded in Christian theology, taps into this universal human desire for spiritual cleansing and renewal. The scent of incense, the flickering glow of candles, these elements permeate Catholic churches, creating reverence and awe. These practices have roots in pre-Christian rituals. Incense was used in ancient Jewish temples as an offering to God. The Romans used incense in ceremonies, believing it carried prayers to the heavens. The Catholic Church taps into this primal response, enhancing prayer and worship. The concept of celibacy within the priesthood has roots in pre-Christian religious practices and philosophical schools. Abstaining from sexual activity for spiritual purity was not unique to Christianity. The Catholic priesthood's celibacy reflects a historical trend of associating celibacy with spiritual growth. The veneration of saints and their relics is a distinctive feature of Catholicism. Honoring individuals for their exemplary lives has echoes in the hero cults of ancient Greece and Rome. In the Greco-Roman world, heroes were often revered after death. The Catholic Church reinterpreted this practice, connecting with individuals perceived as closer to the divine. The veneration of Mary, the Mother of Jesus, holds a special place in Catholic tradition. However, the concept of a divine mother, a nurturing and protective female deity, predates Christianity, appearing in various forms throughout ancient mythology. The veneration of Mary, then, while rooted in Christian theology, resonates with this ancient archetype, offering comfort and solace to millions. The use of holy water in Catholic rituals, from baptism to blessings, might seem uniquely Christian. However, the practice of imbuing water with spiritual significance and using it for purification and protection has roots in ancient cultures. In Babylonian rituals, water played a central role in purification ceremonies, cleansing individuals from spiritual impurities. Holy water, blessed by a priest, continues this ancient tradition, serving as a tangible reminder of spiritual cleansing and divine protection. The celebration of Christmas, the birth of Jesus, on December 25th might seem arbitrary. However, this date coincides with ancient Roman festivals celebrating the winter solstice, a time of rebirth and renewal. The Romans celebrated Saturnalia, a festival dedicated to the god Saturn, in mid-December. The early church, in choosing this date for Christmas, strategically aligned the birth of Jesus, the light of the world, with these existing celebrations. Easter, the celebration of Christ's resurrection, is the most important feast in the Christian calendar. However, the timing of Easter, coinciding with the spring equinox, and its themes of death and rebirth, echo ancient spring fertility rites. The Christian celebration of Easter, while grounded in the resurrection of Jesus, resonates with these ancient themes. The rosary, a string of beads used by Catholics to count prayers, might seem uniquely Christian. However, using beads for prayer predates Christianity, appearing in various traditions. In Hinduism, the japa mala, a string of 108 beads, counts mantras during meditation. The rosary fits within this broader tradition of using beads as a tactile aid for prayer. The Catholic tradition of monasticism, individuals withdrawing from society to devote themselves to prayer and contemplation, might seem uniquely Christian. However, the practice of seeking spiritual solitude and forming communities dedicated to spiritual pursuits predates Christianity. Catholic monasticism, then, while rooted in Christian theology, reflects this broader human yearning for spiritual connection and transcendence. The Catholic concepts of heaven and hell, eternal destinations for souls after death, might seem like purely Christian ideas. However, the concept of a dualistic afterlife, a realm of reward for the righteous and punishment for the wicked, predates Christianity. Catholic concepts of heaven and hell, then, while shaped by Christian theology, draw upon this deep well of human contemplation about life, death, and judgment. The Catholic belief in angels and demons might seem uniquely Christian. However, belief in supernatural entities has existed throughout human history. Babylonian mythology had gods and demons with their own powers. Catholic concepts of angels and demons tap into this primal human instinct. The Catholic doctrine of the Last Judgment, where souls are judged by their deeds, isn't solely Christian. The idea of post-mortem judgment has ancient precedents. Ancient Egyptians believed in weighing the heart against the feather of truth to determine one's fate. The Catholic Last Judgment resonates with this ancient longing for fairness and accountability beyond the grave. The Christian concept of the Trinity God as Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, three distinct persons in one God, is a complex theological concept. However, the idea of a divine triad, three aspects of the divine united in one, has echoes in ancient religious thought. In ancient Egypt, The triad of Osiris, Isis, and Horus represented the cycle of life, death, and resurrection. The Christian Trinity, while unique, resonates with ancient patterns of unity and diversity, understanding the divine as a complex unity. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time, tracing the threads of Catholic tradition to their ancient roots. We've explored a fascinating tapestry of belief, uncovering connections that illuminate religious history's richness and complexity. By exploring these threads, we gain a deeper understanding of Catholicism and the human experience. Please subscribe to support our channel and continue exploring history, culture, and religion with us. Thank you for watching. Peace and love to you all.